Hi, my name is Mark Wilkin, and I'm working towards becoming a teacher. I want to talk to you today about what professional dispositions look like in my life, in my faith, in my service, and in the calling that God has for me in my life. One of the biggest things I've learned about teaching is you have the ability to pull people up. I went through a hard season in my life. You see, I lost a long-term job due to the company splitting up. But what this did is it brought me back to my original passion, and that's why I'm going back to school for teaching. Through that, God has taught me that I still have a purpose today. And that is why I hold on to high expectations, because people often rise when somebody comes alongside them and believes in them. I want my students to feel the same hope. One thing I do on a regular basis is I serve with an organization called MOST, Men Opposing Sex Trafficking. And I come alongside men meeting monthly. And I teach them about the harms of pornography, not just for them, but how they also harm real people. See, if men are the problem, men have to be the solution. And it takes real responsibility to make differences in our lives and in others. And this leads me back to students and teaching. Every student deserves somebody who will stand up for them, fight for them, and speak truth when they feel unseen. My wife and I, we also help in our student ministry at the church, working with kids, loving them, encouraging them, and seeing their little sparks of faith. That's where a lot of my heart grew for teaching. I've learned patience, grace, and how to meet kids right where they are. I want the same heart in the classroom, steady, caring, and willing to listen. Another big part of my journey has been substitute teaching. I've spent a lot of time in SPED and behavioral environments. And honestly, it's pulled my heart more than I even expected. Students struggle with expression of their own feelings, and some can't even talk at all. Some feel invisible. But as a teacher, you get to step in and be their advocate. You get to help them feel safe, understood, and supported. These moments remind me of why teaching matters so much. One of my favorite lines that guides me as an educator is this. When a student is having struggles and a teacher says, "You can do this." See, I would rather say, "I can help you do this, and I will come alongside you through the journey." See, teachers should be able to stand beside students, not just in front of them. From the GCU professional dispositions and from what I've seen through ministry and service, I believe great educators should show respect towards all people, integrity in how they live and teach, compassion for every student, a heart to serve others, high expectations rooted in hope, and willingness to support students throughout hard moments, not just the easy ones. These qualities are not just ideas. These things I've watched in real life, in church, ministering in MOST, in schools I've substituted in, and with my own kids. A good teacher shows Christ-like characters like patience, steadiness under pressure, kindness towards every student, and the courage to do what is right. You know, I also want to be honest with myself. In the areas that I'm still working on, one thing I want to grow is reflection and flexibility. I want to look back on lessons, my choices, and my habits, and ask myself, how can I improve? I want to be more flexible when plans change, because we know that they do. You know, being able to reflect, adjust, and grow is part of the educator. God is shaping me and is leading me to something else, I believe. God teaches us to stay teachable. We keep learning new skills. We keep growing. We keep improving, and we keep teaching. Every day is another chance to become better for our students. At the end of the day, my goal is simple. I want to be the kind of educator who leads with faith, shows kindness, believes in students, stands up for those who struggle, and walks beside them with hope, and steps in on time, every time. Thank you for watching, and thank you for listening to my heart.